Okay, next posture after the flow pose, we'll make a Karnapidasana, air pressure pose, which is a really a deep stretch for our cervical, our entire back. Also require the flexibility in our hip, in our glutes, in our hamstring. So let's try now. I want you to keep your feet together in a Supta Dandasana position, pressing the hands on the floor. Then here we'll take the legs up, roll the legs over the head in flow pose. We come to the flow pose position. Now here interlock your finger again and nicely roll your shoulders under in this position. So shoulder rolls nicely under in this position. Same like a shoulder stand or like a flow pose. You can use a blanket if somebody have the stiffness on the shoulder, very tight neck in this position. Now here we softly bend the knees and bring the knees, open the feet hip width apart, and knees comes close to the shoulder. So no need to push in this position. According to the flexibility of our back, our glutes will bring the knee down. If somebody cannot touch the knee down, so we can give them the brick, resting the knee on the brick. We have the brick here. So I will support the brick underneath our shoulder in this position, close underneath the knees. So in this way, she can resting her knees on the brick here. So pressing the knee on the brick and hold this position. So not so much pressure for the back, not so much pressure for the neck. So knees pressing on the brick, according to the flexibility, pull the knees towards the chest as much possible. So we'll take a few breaths in this position in Karnapidasana. Keep the legs relaxed, toes pointing backward, keep the feet apart in this position, and hands and shoulder pressing down. If you cannot interlock the finger, you can release the hand. You can hold the sides of the mat in this position. Those have really tight shoulders, alternative for them. Trying to lift from the sides of the body nicely, elongate your spine and press the knees down on the brick or on the floor as much you can. Take a few breaths here. Then we'll get into the next asana. We'll slowly press the hands down and slowly lower your spine down. Come down to the floor very gently. Roll over the back and come down. Slowly come down. So next posture will make a Urdhva Padmasana, upward lotus pose. So for that, it a requirement to make a lotus. If somebody can make a lotus, that's good. If somebody find difficult, it can be a little bit challenging for them. So what we can do for them, if somebody find it difficult to make a lotus, we can keep. We can come into the sitting position first. We'll make a lotus. The easy way to get into the Urdhva Padmasana, you make a lotus in sitting position first. Adjust the 1 foot top of the opposite thigh. Bring the ankle top of the root of the thigh close to the belly. Then you bend the knee. And then adjust the left foot on the top of the opposite thigh. You make a lotus. Pressing the knee heavily down, use your hand to make a lotus, adjust the foot, top of the opposite thigh. Yeah, make a lotus and then again lay down your back there. A little bit more forward, a little bit more. Yes, lay down your back again. Lay down your spine slowly. For the Urdhva Padmasana. Then you press the hands down the floor and then slowly by using the core strength, shoulder strength, you lift your lotus up and supporting the back here. So elbows goes behind your back. So here we're going to keep the back straight and we're going to use our arms to support our knees and our thighs. So what we're going to do here, I'll support her in this position a little bit to get the balance here. I'm going to keep my legs behind her leg. Now please take the one hand underneath the right knee and left hand underneath the left knee. So as you lift your lotus here, use your hand to lift your lotus higher and keep the back straight. And then you're going to shift your body weight towards the top of the head, towards the crown of the head, where you're going to balance on your shoulder, on your back of the neck. So the weight goes towards the top of the head, over the head. You're going to shift your weight this side. Elbow straight in this position and breathe. Hold it for a bit. Yeah, keep the weight towards the head. Slowly lean toward the head in this position. Yeah. And trying to balance and hold there for a bit. We'll take a few breaths in this position. Use your arms to lift the lotus high in a Urdhva Padmasana. Next posture, we have tried to keep the back straight as much possible. Next posture, we'll go for the Garbhapindasana. Fetus in the warm pose. So here as you exhale, you pull the thigh and knee towards the chest here with the exhalation, and we're going to interlock the fingers around your thighs. So here thighs, knees come closer and you interlock the finger around your thighs and you squeeze your lotus in this position. So again, as you make a lotus here, you squeeze the thigh. Again, you're going to shift the weight like towards the crown of the head, leaning the body weight towards the head, nicely stretching the shoulder, neck in this position. The whole body weight comes to the head. And support your back. If somebody find difficult to get the balance, they can keep the cushion or bolster behind your back here. For example, I'm using here, I'm supporting her with the bolster. So she will have the little bit support in this position. If she lose the balance, so she can lean back to the support of the bolster. Yeah, so she can lean backwards, she can take the support of the bolster and again trying to hold her thigh or interlock the finger as much possible. If somebody find difficult to interlock the finger, they can just hold the thigh in this position and stay there for a bit. So as we release here, I'll try to help her. I try to lift her spine, pull the bolster out, and next posture will go slowly with the next exhalation. We'll slowly roll our spine down back to the floor. And for the fist pose, Matsyasana, let's try the fist pose. We'll drop the knees down to the floor, bringing the knees and thighs very gently down to the floor. Press the hands next to the thighs, pressing the hands on the floor. We'll lift our chest up and shoulder up and resting the top of the head down on the floor. Yeah, pressing the knees and thighs down and shoulder up and rest the top of the head on the floor. So hands goes on the toes. If possible, you can catch your toes, pressing the elbows down. If somebody can rest the elbows down, that's good. If not, I'll give the brick. So I want you to press the elbows on the brick here. Yeah, and lift the chest higher and rest the top of the head on the. Yeah, use your hands to pull the toes towards the hip edge much possible and pressing the knees and thighs down nicely here. We'll take a few breaths in this position, take a couple of breaths in this position. Use your arms to press the brick strongly on the floor or lift the chest high as much possible. Shoulder rolls nicely backward in this position. We'll take a few breaths, inhale and exhale. Let's try with the bolster now. If somebody is having the back problem, it can be a little bit challenging for them. So you lay down on the bolster and bend your both legs at the knee and pull the knee to the chest by using the thigh strength the way we did the boat pose, same like the boat pose. Take the legs up, palms together. So back resting on the bolster, shoulders backward and chest lifted high and resting the top of the head on the floor. Arms straight, stretching the arms up and stretching the legs, pointing the toes forward. Take a few breaths in this position. But still, if you feel a little bit pressure on the back, you can bend the knee, you can pull the knee up to the chest and hold it for a bit. As you exhale, slowly release your leg and slowly come down. Release your hand. Stretch your leg and relax. Now, we're using the next repetition with the support of the blanket. Those have shoulder pain or neck pain. So as we increase the height, it's going to help us to reduce the pressure in our cervical. So we can go for the 3 blanket. I have only the 1 folded mat here, but you can go 2 folded mat or 3 folded mat, maximum height like 6 to 7 inches. You can go more higher. So as much you take the height will help you to reduce the pressure. So arms pressing down in this position, will come back again flow pose. Take the legs up, drop the toes over the head. Or if somebody finding difficult to take the body up or heaviness on the pelvic, so what we can do, bend the knees a little bit and lift your hip up. So the another easy way, we take the bolster underneath our hips in this position. So we have a little bit height underneath our pelvic. So it's easy to roll over the head in this position. Take the leg up and then drop the toes on the floor in flow pose. But still, if somebody finding difficult to do the flow pose, we can give them a little bit height. We can use the brick or we can use the bolster or chair underneath the feet according to the flexibility. Somebody have a tight hamstring, find difficult to keep the legs straight, we can give them brick. Okay. Now here, we'll take the hands again, same behind the back. We'll interlock the finger. We'll roll our shoulders nicely in this position. So shoulders rolls nicely in this position. And then take the hands behind your back and support your back in this position. Adjust your hands behind your back. Your palms comes to the sides of the back of the ribs. Elbows moves inward. And elbows has to be nicely behind your shoulder. Adjust the hands nicely here. Now here, you take the legs up one by one or together by using the core strength and the, Try to push the thighs and knees backward in this position. Shoulders nicely roll under. Move the elbows nicely in behind your shoulder and feet together here. So keep legs straight, elbows supporting your back in this position and shoulders moves backward. You okay? Yeah. We'll take a few breaths in this position. As we increase the height underneath our shoulder will help us to make our cervical more comfortable. Then you drop the toes down. In a halasana, very gently. Hands down to the floor. Slowly, roll yourself and come down. Relax.